Good morning. Welcome to Monday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum. Here are some words of wisdom to start your day and your week off well. And I was just about to start and the garbage truck decided to go through, but I figured you couldn't hear it, but I could hear it. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you were here. So took an extra minute or two just to let them swing on through and do their thing. And we grab a drink here. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Everybody rolling in here. This is good. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. So let's start with a little bit of energy. Rubbing our hands together. And we're going to start by sending energy to Joe Neal's granddaughter. Healthy energy. There's a word I'm looking for. Tenacious energy. Just sending good energy to her granddaughter who's having a surgery tomorrow. And any time during the day you think of it, just send some energy out. And again, as always, our energy sharing is never wasted. If the person to whom it is sent, good morning, Catherine, welcome, subconsciously chooses not to take it, it will go on to wherever it can be of most use next. Good morning, Gwen. So we're just sending energy to Joe Neal's granddaughter who's having surgery tomorrow. Yep. And then one more time, I want you to bring it back to yourself. Good energy. Energy. That's what I'm needing. Energy. Still kind of dogging along with this cough stuff. It settles in and it doesn't care to leave. The unwanted guest. We have a lovely card today from the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer. And you can see Milky Way. We'll get to that in a moment. But let's just start with some breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Ooh, shoulders went down. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Settling into right here, right now. Into receptivity. Ready to receive the Milky Way. Perspective. And as I was reading this in preparation, good morning, Ruth Ann. Glad you are here. Good morning. And let's see. Yep. So, as I was reading this, it really did impress upon me how perspective makes a difference. How perspective makes a big difference. So, listen to this. This is just amazing. Milky Way, perspective. The Milky Way is said to be one of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. So, that means currently unobservable. There's even more, right? It contains between 200 and 400 billion stars, the one most familiar to us being the Sun. The oldest star in our galaxy is 13.2 billion years old. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Said to be nearly as old as the universe itself, and that the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Distances are measured in light years. And the Milky Way galaxy is believed to be 100,000 light years in diameter. The enormity and vastness stagger the mind and challenge the imagination. Yet it also gives us some notion of where we fit in all of this. Think about all the stuff we get worked up about. Compared to that perspective, it really helps shift where you're going to put your energy. Considered from this perspective, our usual frame of reference is put to the task. That's saying it lightly. We're faced with the choice of abandoning our myopic vision in favor of seeing and accepting a bigger picture. Or we can just allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by a sense of smallness and helplessness. Yet know that we are composed of material from those very stars that inhabit the Milky Way. Good morning, Renee. Glad you are here. Thus, we're connected to Earth and the entire universe at all times in life and in death. So now here's the part that's speaking directly to us. See where this fits for you. You have lost your perspective. So it's time to step back, breathe, and allow yourself to detach in order to gather information from your senses and regain your perspective about the situation. And gathering information through our senses doesn't just mean, good morning, Carolyn, welcome. Doesn't just mean our physical senses, eyes, ears, mouth, etc. It means our intuitive senses, our clairsentience, the sense of knowing, our clairaudience, the sense of hearing with not the physical ears, and I'm blanking, clairvoyance. We have these other ways of expanding our viewpoint as we're assessing a situation. We've got many more tools than we typically use. Detachment does not mean that you no longer care. It simply indicates that you are looking at things from a different point of view. It is an outlook that is not clouded by emotions, judgment, or attachment to outcome, but instead maintains a non-reactive awareness of these things. Again, it's kind of the, isn't this interesting? I wonder how this is going to work out. I hit one of those at a meeting yesterday and needed to do the shift to, isn't this interesting, as opposed to, what the heck? So, still working on that adjustment, but it's coming along. The witness, capital W, what I call curious observer, that internal aspect of yourself that simply observes everything in your life, offers his or her eyes here. Through these lenses of pure awareness, you can examine all aspects of your experiences, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, without denying anything. By doing so, you will come to understand a greater perspective than is typically justified by the ego, which allows you to see what is before you with clear vision and an open mind. And that's what we're aspiring to, looking at things through with clear vision and an open mind. Most of the time, our ego stuff does get in our way. So we need to be aware of that, and rather than beating ourselves up about that very human aspect, being willing to shift our perspective to something that's broader, more all-encompassing, less wound around what's in it for me, etc. So, take a breath. Let it go. How does it feel to apply that more Milky Way perspective to daily things in your life, to the things that are bugging you right now? How does it feel to broaden the perspective? Well worth your time, well worth our time to take a broader view, step into curious observer more and more, see what's there for us that typically we don't bother to see because we're looking right at the end of our nose. So, that is our card for today. That's a great start to our week. Taking some time to just observe and be curious and notice what you're pretending not to know. So, have an awesome Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.